Hello and welcome to our YouTube channel. This is Andy.
And I'm Joe.
And I'm also Joe.
And I'm Andy.
And Joe the third is me.
Andy the fifth is I.
Right. We're going to show you right now a video from our past. These are videos that have previously aired on our Patreon page from the past.
Yes.
Because we're getting ready to launch new videos from the future.
The future is.
I've said before on this channel, if you've watched some of the older videos, where you should take your shoes off, take your pants off, put your pants back on, put your shoes back on, take your jacket off, put your jacket back on. But now I'd also like to advise, for those of you who wear glasses, take your glasses off, put your glasses back on, go get some sunglasses, put them on top of your glasses, and that's it. Keep the sunglasses on over the glasses. Joe can't do it because he can't find sunglasses right now, but please enjoy this video from our past while we get ready for our future here on Give Me All You Got, the show.
Andy Show.
It's not the name of the show. That's just the name that I thought of. Anyway, enjoy this. Bye.
So last night I was trying to go to bed, and I live downtown, and you can hear people screaming and yelling and talking and music on the sidewalk.
Real quick, before you tell the story,
Yes.
I really hope at no point that you sneeze and then turn into three people.
It's really hot out, so
Yeah.
the allergies are kind of kicking in.
They are.
So.
Is that what it is? Is that why I feel like I'm going to die?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, because of the
Yeah.
heat. It's like
And
cooking
my
up all
eyes,
the dust and
it's
stuff.
just...
Yeah.
I'm already going to get criticized
really
so much.
dry.
We talked about this.
It's really dry.
People are going to go, oh, he looked tired in that episode. He's probably unhealthy.
Yeah.
He probably doesn't eat anymore.
Nope. And they're right.
Because, again, everyone on the internet
Yes.
knows everything about me.
Right.
Yes.
And how I should feel every day.
Mm-hmm.
And everything, it's all true.
Yep.
Anyway, continue.
So normally you can hear like people fighting or whatever, but last night it was like dead silent.
Yes.
Eerily quiet.
Yeah.
And then like every
We
5
should note
minutes,
again that you live downtown.
there's sirens.
When you say
all
normally
night,
you
it's
can hear
crazy.
people fighting.
Yeah, screaming and yelling
Yeah.
at each other. It's like hobo fights and
Yeah.
whatever. But last time it was dead silent, and then like every 30 seconds to a minute, you could hear a guy going, like he was in a conversation and he was laughing 10 times louder than they were talking.
Yeah.
But you couldn't tell what they were talking about. Sorry.
Hello, everybody.
Hello! Wow!
Hello.
Oh,
This
wow.
is incredible.
Hello.
Yet again,
It happened.
Pat has sneezed and turned into some rock stars. Guys,
Wow.
do you want to introduce yourself?
I'm Sebastian. My name's Emerson. I'm Remington. We're Palaye Royale.
Yes.
Wow.
And we're on the Andy Show.
You are.
You
These
are.
are all facts. I know that our audience knows who you guys are, so I'm not going to waste time by getting into very deep, meaningful questions, but I will ask you some questions about your life. I will not ask you where you live.
Okay.
That's not going to happen. But I will ask you, because I don't know this story, how did you guys start? How did you form?
We're brothers, so...
All three of you?
Yeah.
Wow.
All three of us.
What if it was just two of them and like
then we were
one's
just
one's
Yeah.
left out?
Yeah.
Yeah. We're brothers,
First-
but
I'm the
not
first
this
cousin.
guy.
Yeah.
I'm first cousins, you know? It's great.
If there was another, there could have been a bass player.
Yeah.
And we wouldn't
would've
have to
been
do...
so-
Did you go to your mom like, hey, come on?
Have
She
another
actually,
one.
I guess the story was she wanted to actually have a fourth child, and
Yeah.
I was like, you gave us the name Sebastian Remington Emerson. You just wanted a band.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
You wanted to give birth to a band. And
Yeah.
That's what she initially did. But
That's cool as hell, though.
Yeah.
She was
Yeah.
a rock and roll photographer back. in the
Okay,
day.
yeah.
Oh, nice.
And so she was on the road with the Clash and
Johnny Thunder.
Johnny Thunders and
That's
stuff.
amazing.
The people.
You guys got it in your blood.
Yeah, but
Exactly.
she
Yeah.
never really told us about it until, like, we were, like, at least teenagers. And
Yeah.
she's like, oh, I was like... Because it was mostly, like, country club life for us. And then, I'm like, hate this. Like, it's stupid. Let's
Cashed it all in to play music, and that
Was
Was she like, I hate
now
it
Never
too?
sleep in a
van.
That's cool, though. I mean, truthfully, I didn't come from a family of rock people, but my dad was in touring bands when I was a kid, and he played in punk rock bands and stuff. So I was familiar with that. But I certainly think that there's an element to when you have some familial ties to it, it kind of feels like something internally that you really want to do. You said that you didn't really get started with the band stuff until you were teenagers.
We were all classically trained in piano.
Yeah, because
So
you
we
guys
had-
are all, I mean, obviously we've toured
Yeah.
together. You guys are very proficient musicians as well. So at what point did you just start to play? And
We were playing music for some reason. It was one of those things where we were just like go play recitals when we were like 11,
Sure,
9,
yeah.
and 7.
The music academy is like,
Yeah.
oh my god, they're doing covers of Jason Mraz. For you, they're so cute.
Yeah.
And then
No, we were doing covers of Hanson. Let's
Yeah.
get that
Oh.
we loved Hanson.
straight.
Nice.
Hanson's
Still
pretty
do.
good.
Sure,
Yeah.
what's
Sure.
not to love?
Yeah, right.
They're brothers. They're brothers.
They
Brothers.
sing.
Yeah.
Yes.
They sing.
Yep.
And they're brothers.
I'd be curious to hear your bop. Or did you do like the deep cuts?
We did the deep.
That
cut.
sounded like that sounded like you like a sexual innuendo.
I'd be curious to see their bops.
I'd really like
Let me
to
tell
see
you.
your umbop. Let me tell you, like an old man perv. I'd like to see these kids umbops. Yeah.
But yeah, no, we.
You guys got it.
So you guys have an
What would
element.
umbop be?
Come on with the umbops.
Well, you brought it up.
They-
I was just.
What would their umbop be?
Well, what's the term umbop?
Right butt cheek,
Oh. Solid.
specifically.
Solid.
Yeah. Now you've just asked these gentlemen to see their right butt cheek. How's that make you
And I'm
feel?
waiting.
We can
All right,
show.
get it out. So you guys have an element of theatricality. Obviously, you are great dressers. Can you tell me a little bit about like getting into what you guys call art rock and fashion and that kind of stuff? How did that start?
I just have a feeling that, you know, looking back at how music is, there's not many bands that did what you did, and there's not bands that did like My Chemical Romance, and you had the Stones, and that people actually brought larger than life with music and the way you look. And I feel like there's such a disconnect now in music, and people just go on stage and throw a hoodie on and here you go, play a song. And it's great because music should be about the music, but I feel like if you're a performer, entertainment should be about the whole show.
Absolutely.
And the way you should look and the way you dress and sound should all be
And the way
cohesive.
like a physical album is packaged with artwork and ideologies and philosophies of actual lyrics and what we're trying to get across.
Yeah, and you guys have done. I've not seen it, but you had like a newspaper.
I have one for you.
Oh, great! All right.
He has a briefcase.
Is it in the briefcase?
It is in the briefcase.
My one question was, what is in the briefcase?
Yeah.
What's in the box?
What's in the box? You can have in the box or what's in the box.
Oh,
It's our
nice.
third edition.
This is amazing.
That's awesome.
The Royal Times.
Yeah, it's a newspaper
Get it on here?
about consciousness and existentialism.
Wow.
We show our fans, because our fans and like
Emerson does all the artwork.
I'm sure
And
you
Oh, wow.
understand.
This is amazing.
Our youth is very insightful and very profound, and they have something to say if you give them the opportunity.
Absolutely.
So
well,
we-
this is great.
we
I'm
kinda
not
use
gonna
that
I'm not
as
gonna
a-
read it all
yeah,
right
yeah.
now, but this is awesome. Do you want to look at it?
definitely.
Open it up, read it.
Yeah, you do the interview. I'm gonna.
You
catch
read
up
that
on
while
the
I do the
news.
interview.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, catch up
Yeah.
on the news.
There's not a tracker in that newspaper to tell us where you
Oh yeah.
Good.
it's safe
Well, I'm
to
getting
bring
it to
home.
Joe anyway,
Yeah.
so there's no, I'll have him take pictures and then send it to me on the phone.
That's a safe route right there.
Look, stuff like this, involving your audience, you have the Royal Council, is that what you call your fan base? Obviously, it's stuff that's near to my heart throughout my career. That's been something that's been important. I think that one of the really cool things is that culturally now there is there is an onus placed on having like a commitment to your audience and having an opportunity to grow with your audience. Do you guys find that you've been doing this for a couple years now at a larger level, growing? Do you find that the audience is growing with you? Do you think that in terms of musical evolution that you feel like people are growing with you? Is there any pushback from your audience as you do new material? Like that's the kind of stuff that can sometimes, you guys are right at the precipice of kind of the transition into the next chapter in your career. What's it been like touring as the band gets bigger and as you get a larger audience? Has it changed from the time that you first started kind of playing to just your close-knit fans?
I feel like it's been, I think because of just staying pure and honest to what we've been, there hasn't been anything of that we've been contrived that we're trying to sell to an audience. It's
Yeah.
always been, we're playing rock and roll and, wearing velvet coats at Warped Tour. People are like, this doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Why are you here? And it's because there's a culture that brought to it. And I feel that we're just continually doing what we're doing. So it hasn't been that hard of a transition to grow, and we're going into the next chapter of the next record. And the music is just what we've experienced in the past 2 years.
Yeah.
We've slept in a van for 400 shows in the past 2 years, and have done everything.
We've been the most stubborn band around,
Yeah.
just because we say no to everyone that wants to change
Manipulate
us
it.
in any way.
Sure.
And the reason that we've done like 2 years sleeping in a van in our mom's SUV and that, it was because everything we're doing is coming straight from our souls, And I think that's where the youth is being very receptive today, is they understand that it's our blood, sweat, and tears. Because
They can see the authenticity.
yeah,
Exactly.
Yeah.
like-
And there's a connection that you guys have. You make yourself very available to your audience.
Yes.
It's the new
Which I
age,
think is,
isn't it?
yeah, I mean, it's really important. When Black Veil first started, one of the biggest things that was the most important to us was when we were playing 200, 300 capacity clubs, to stay and make sure that every one of those 200 people met the band, hung out with the band, got an autograph, got a photo. It can be incredibly time consuming and difficult. But
Frustrating when parents don't know how to take a picture.
right, yeah, no one ever knows how to use a camera or phone. But the truth is that the reward in the connection that you feel, like I felt when I was 19, the thing that I felt strongest was that I was almost untouchable because of this connection that I had with people. And when you're a young kid building your kind of confidence on the road and on stage, feeling like you have this kind of armor that is built by the people that you see and can touch and be around every night. I think that is, at least for me, it was something that really changed the game, and I really have a deep respect for the fact that you guys understand that on an intrinsic level. It seems like you get how important it is to connect with people, so much so that you are the band now where the younger audience especially is going on to the other more established bands, social media, and going, oh, I like Palaye Royale now. I like, like it's all about this. And that is being that kind of like that fly in the ointment of other people's success is the thing that I've always loved the most, and the thing that Black Veil was when we first came out. And so, look, we were on tour.
Yeah.
You jump off. Yeah. And so, I told you that for as many times as you guys had little, run-ins with my tour manager and stuff like that. The truth.
Specifically,
Yanni is our favorite.
Yeah, Yanni.
He's a big fan of us.
Yeah.
I'm scared of him.
Yeah. Well, that's the job, right? Yeah, that's the job. But the point is that all of those infractions I was familiar with, and we were on many tours where no one on the headline staff liked us or wanted us anywhere near the tour, or made the stage smaller and smaller for us. So that we were just sort of walking with our feet like this across the sides of the stage.
You kind of just prove a little bit more. And
Yeah,
I feel like in
yeah.
those situations you're thrown into, you're like, you want it that much more.
Yeah.
And
I'm not going to say that there's you understand this. There's a hierarchy to touring that is often more important to the crew than it is to the band.
Absolutely.
Like, I'm not sitting in the bus thinking like, let's those guys over. But the truth is that when crews are crews, and that's the nature of it, they're like, well, the opening band does this, and there's this, and it has to stay this certain way. And that keeps things moving quickly, but it also can leave people feeling like they're not really taken care of, or that they're not part of the tour. You guys did the thing that a lot of bands don't do, which is to go, I'm still going to do what I do and connect with people, and not just going to complain. And, because there is an element to, like, people are like, well, if I can't get what I want, this, I'm done, or whatever.
Well,
like,
that's what everyone expected. We actually had a conversation with our agent. He's like, "Oh, so you guys gonna like jump off tour?" I'm like, "Why the hell? We have such a great opportunity. We were able to playing to your fans was that start of this year. We were doing a lot of decent tours,
that's
but
what really kind of
it started
so much.
Your
it
fans
kind of really connected at that point, because we were finally playing to like an audience that kind of like understands like what we're going for, because we're doing a lot of tours that just did not make sense, and people are like, why are you on this tour? Like, why are you on this heavy metal tour? I was like, I don't know.
I want you to know that there is nothing about what you guys did that made me upset, because you didn't do anything. What you did on the tour, and I want to mention it because I don't want to make it awkward, but what you did on the tour was be a rock star and give a good show, and I completely understand and approve of that. However, crew guys sometimes get a little bit mad about those things.
It's all fun at the end of the day. We're just simply playing music.
Yeah, absolutely. So, you guys are working on a new record, or getting in the beginning stages of a new record.
Yeah, no, the record's Boomer Room Side A, and this one's gonna be called Side B. Only because the label said no to a 30-song record when we first signed. And I understand that because we're a brand new band and no one gives a shit about 30
Very
songs.
conceptual little. So they're like, cut it in half.
And so that's exactly what we did, and we're trying to make Side B. It's just we just to be thrown in a studio. And
We have a sold-out show in London on November 7th. And
first time outside of North America.
That's excellent.
Wow, that's great.
You guys are going to do great in England, I think.
Yeah. And then for about like 3 weeks, we're just gonna go disappear to Paris, and then my birthday, I'm turning 21 out there.
Nice.
So
Nice.
we're going to this like island castle named Mont Saint Michael to just kind of finish off the lyrics and the.
That's where Joe goes like every week.
Always.
He just hangs out.
That's where you live.
That's where
actually.
I ponder.
I live in an island castle. I just lie to everyone and say I live in LA County.
Yeah.
Really in an island castle.
Trying to get out of LA.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I understand
that's
that.
fair.
Yeah.
We've been, and I've drove 140,000 miles in a van. So
Yeah.
in the past 2 years,
We don't like having drivers. We just make Sebastian drive.
and they pay me $10 a tank.
Yeah.
So that's a beautiful.
Oh, very good.
Yeah.
I remember we would, like, you might have experienced this where you're like, you have a crew and maybe a couple people that you're with, and a few people will drive and people take turns.
Yeah.
And then you realize, I'm not sure that everyone here has a driver's license.
That all last year, actually, when my license was expired and I wasn't home to go because we were from Vegas. We grew up in Vegas, so I couldn't go back to Vegas and get it. So I was driving with a suspended license at that point.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't know how the hell people are renting me cars. This is
Yeah.
expired.
Yeah.
I'm like, cool, this is great.
On one of our first tours, I was like learning how to drive on Route 66.
With a trailer, and he's like, I don't know what I'm doing.
I'm like, one of my biggest fears is like actually driving. So I don't ever drive anymore because I almost killed everyone like not too long ago.
He drove for 5 minutes. He's like, Sebastian, sleep. You drove for 12 hours. I'm like, all right, great. Fall asleep. And he's like, I can't do this. Drive.
He gets so nervous, he goes insanely fast, and it's just like, I got this,
I played a
guys.
lot of Grand Theft Auto as a kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Sure.
Is all of this just a con to make sure you don't have to drive? Because that's impressive.
That's right.
after it happened,
I can't drive, I'll kill everyone.
Yeah.
That's a pretty
Nothing
good.
too bad happened. Like one of our guitar players was like, "Well, at least you don't have to drive anymore." I was like, "It's pretty good, actually."
Yeah.
Exactly.
The real key is to one person over by making sure that you're drunk early enough in the evening
The
that
worst-
you can't possibly drive.
We just played Aftershock, and
Yeah.
the Eagles of Death Metal guys and Highly Suspect were like, come to our after party. I'm like, this is going to be fun. So I'm belligerent, and they're like, all right, we got to get home. And I'm like, so who's driving? I'm like, I've been drinking for 6 hours. Like, let me do something. They're like, you're going to drive? Just go, like, take a nap, and then, like, wake up and drive.
Yeah, have some orange slices.
I'm
You'll be fine.
great.
I just deadheaded it back.
I deadheaded back 6.5 hours. I'm like,
Then I drove for 10 minutes, and I took like 2 Benadryls, and Benadryl
That's what he says he
just
took.
knocks me out.
Sure.
Yes.
And
That is what it's
That
made
is
for.
what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Other people too.
And so I'm driving 10 minutes, and I'm falling asleep at the wheel.
And
I'm like,
he pulls
That's
over.
the most driving I've ever done is 10 minutes, and I'm like, nope,
Wow.
can't do it.
But no, that's I think we're
Yes, we are making
everyone
work.
we've toured with though. Then now they're like, just you guys got probably like 1 or 2 more tours, and then you're not having to drive ever again. I'm like, good, you know. But also it's not like that we can't afford to have someone driving. It's usually we hire people.
Yeah.
And bus drivers are a weird breed.
Yeah.
And we've realized a lot of them like math.
Okay.
wow.
All right.
And then we had
An indictment of the bus driving community here on the Andy Show.
It's so
Hot
weird.
take.
Hot take.
And they complain way too much. Like,
Because
all the meth. Yeah.
Yeah.
Too much meth,
when
baby.
we went on tour with you,
Or not
actually,
enough.
Your tour.
We were driving
it was
out.
one of the first shows.
Yeah.
And this guy wakes up the entire band, 7 o'clock in the morning, drives to Walmart to get some meth behind the Walmart.
He did a drug deal behind the Walmart, so he pulled in,
Dr.
and
Carlos.
we're all looking at him, and he didn't go inside the door, but he walks around the building. I'm like, that's a drug deal.
Yeah.
Let's be
Yes.
honest. That is a drug deal. And he's like,
Where else you gonna get it, really?
Well, Walmart does have everything.
I've always said that.
Yeah. Yep.
And
But-
then he's like, guys, I didn't get drugs. I'm just super sick. I had to see a doctor. and then
Behind the building.
Behind the Walmart.
And then that night of the tour, he's like,
Took
I
his
think
bag.
I gotta go back to the hospital. He comes back to the show. I was like, well, so how are you? How's the hospital? He goes, what hospital? I'm like,
Like, oh, God.
and then that morning at 6 o'clock in the morning,
Disappeared.
completely disappeared. It didn't say
I remember.
anything
Yeah, I remember you
anywhere
guys
for 3
just
weeks.
being without a guy.
It
Yeah.
was crazy.
That was a tough tour, actually, just because of our situation of travel.
you're in a van.
In the winter. Yeah. That was.
Yeah, just
Canada
the
in
van-
February.
Like we're so tall though that
Yeah.
it's like at least a Sprinter is like kind of.
You
hard.
probably have
Oh,
the same
dude,
problem
dude.
sleeping in a van.
So
You
I
can't.
remember
It's-
I always sat in the front seat because of that because I put my legs up on the airbag because I'm fairly tall so
Yeah.
it was but I can remember John would almost always have to drive my tour manager you guys have met and because we were always drunk so he would always have to drive. And I would just sit next to him, and every time we would drive by any place that sold any form of RV or camper, I would look at it like a cartoon, like Wolf, who's looking at a chicken that's turning into a chicken leg, and I would just pine for like any kind of sport utility vehicle or anything that I could just stretch my legs out in, because just being in a van forever just awful. You know, it's like
it's
Go
funny.
crazy.
My girlfriend she always says she's like, we'll be walking down the street from dinner. And then you'll see all of a sudden a tour bus or a sprinter
Yeah.
driving
Get
by,
excited.
and I look at it, and she's like, "That's what guys normally do with a hot girl walking by." You
Yeah,
see
oh,
like
yeah.
a bus, and you're like,
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy. You do have that love, and then
Yeah.
we moved into bandwagons.
Yeah.
So we had the first ever bandwagon, and we had it for a couple months, and then we were banned from the bandwagon corporation. So and then we moved into like crappy bus, but like once you kind of get in that first bus, it's the greatest feeling. So you guys,
we were spoiled. We got the bandwagon for Warped Tour,
Yeah.
and then went right back to it. But we were like, you know what?
bandwagon is dangerous though.
Oh, it's just like
It's a box truck that they put bunks in. You're just like,
Yeah.
I don't know. You guys have probably seen. We used to wear like the full body paint.
Yeah.
It looked
Yeah.
like crime scenes on top of our bunks because we would like have the full.
Is that why
Yeah.
they banned you?
No, we did other stuff to it, but that's why. In those days, my drunkenness would also confuse me as to who owned the vehicle. Like if I was mad at the driver, I would think I'm gonna up your thing, but obviously he doesn't own the bus.
Yeah.
So like.
Like, we're
Yeah.
ourselves here.
At one point, like the last night, like we baked a cake on one of our guitar players' heads when he passed out on his birthday. Like there's a lot.
And then you
of
get the
stuff.
bill the moment you drop it off.
Yeah,
And you're like,
there's a reason I don't drink anymore. Is that it's too expensive.
It's too expensive.
Yeah.
It's too expensive.
Yeah.
It's not the drinking; it's everything else.
Yeah.
No,
So
yeah,
guys, real quick, obviously you guys are involved in American Satan with the music. Feel like we would be kind of stupid to not mention that.
Yes.
That's right, yeah.
Yes.
You know, we
Nice
saw
to
the
watch.
movie the other night. You guys were sitting in that weird theater on the other section, like there was the
we
floating.
had a big wall between us.
Yeah, exactly.
I was like, you did so good.
I pretended to be your voice for a considerable amount of the movie. I think that it was, for me, a very cool experience because I've said it before, to detach myself from being the guy who's always been a singer in a band since I was a teenager. That's always been my identity. And I wanted, obviously I'm a singer in a band in this movie, but I wanted to be able to detach myself. Hearing your voice, and in my mind, your voice becoming Johnny was a really cool thing. What was it like recording the songs and kind of getting prepared for being the voice of Johnny Faust?
It was definitely interesting when like Ash, the director of the movie, when he like approached me for, oh, you're gonna be like the voice, and Andy's just gonna be like acting as like singing. I'm like, okay,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
I didn't know how to like. I was.
It's a weird proposition. Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm like, such cool, because not many people are gonna say like you actually get another voice is gonna come out of your mouth.
Yeah.
It's so
Yeah.
weird.
Yeah.
After all the hundreds of thousands of records that you sold, I'm like, okay.
Yeah, it's
I've
a
sold-
very
I've
different
sold, like,
situation.
30 CDs.
I'm having you dub the next Andy Black record, by the way. I'll just mouth along to it.
Yeah. Okay.
It's gonna be a wonderful music video.
Yeah.
But in like recording the process, because I started about 2 years ago on it.
Yeah.
Because
Wow.
we needed it before the actual movie started to film.
Right.
So I really kind of had no idea what I was kind of like singing.
But it's
and
not
how
just
the vibe was
original
gonna be.
songs. It's
It's a
also
lot of covers too.
stuff that you
Yeah,
guys
there's a lot of Palaye
are,
stuff,
are
yeah.
are your songs in the movie, and that was I was unaware of how many songs were your songs directly.
It was like eight or nine of the tracks are our songs. in the
Yeah,
movie, which
because when
is
we went on
insane,
tour, I
yeah.
knew like half of your set from pretending to sing it, and so that's, I mean, and there was some things where kind of, I know like where you guys shot the Dr. Man video, we did stuff there too, and like there's a lot of cool.
I think Ash got like a 2-for-1. on
Yeah,
that
a
one.
nice
It was
discount
like-
rate on that. Yeah, but there's a lot of cool elements where I think that not only stylistically are you a band that I think obviously fans of what we do would be interested in, but I think this is a really cool crossover to where your music is so predominant in the movie. You got Malcolm whistling one of your songs in there.
That was when
Yeah.
it was. There was the thing I think you did in your documentary, and you're like Mr. Dr. Man, and then when kids start saying, I'm like, this is so cool, like because it gets past the
little
point of
thing.
kids and like fans knowing. your
Oh, because it was
music.
stuck in my head.
Yeah.
After that was before we even went on tour, but
Yeah.
that was right after we filmed.
Yeah.
And so I had just shot prior to that was in the Andy Black tour that we first did in England. That was maybe a week removed from shooting all the scenes with that song.
Yeah.
So for like 8 hours a day for like 2 days, I was just singing yours, pretending to sing your song, and listening to it on the drive home so I could know all the words like that. So it was very much present in my mind. I don't know that there's anyone that toured with me who didn't hear that chorus at least once while I'm walking through the hallway, or like
Maybe Yanni was like, that's why. Song too much.
Yeah.
No, but it was, and then Malcolm McDowell was definitely like that. I was like, this is someone very much stylistically from Clockwork Orange.
Oh, sure.
I took so
Yeah.
much from, and the way we did, do films, and the way we even write music. It was storyboard before we were having
Even
real
the
life
Stanley
experience.
Kubrick.
Yeah. No, so when you get something like that, it's kind of, a bunch of kids won't know who Malcolm McDowell is in that sense. They know
Right.
him as now, but they don't know him when he was a kid.
Right, when he
And
played
I think
Alex. Yeah.
It's
Go
very
watch Clockwork
cool.
Orange, all of you.
I used to
up.
like Alex to go to school.
That's awesome.
With the eyelash.
It wasn't that great.
What was it?
I wore all white with the button-up shirt, and I wore like a little crotch thing, and I had a white cane, and I had the eyelash, and I wore the bow. Like I was.
Was this just?
I would have been great in your band when I was in.
Would you like this?
Yeah, the truth is, and I'll say this, and I don't mean this as a slight against now, because I am a fan of what you do, but I don't think that there is any band that would have spoken to me more when I was in art school in high school than you guys. I went to art school. I was very much into and still am, all the elements that you guys have. So teenage me would have been like the head of the Royal Council fan club. Yeah, and I still a big
like
fan.
that.
But yeah,
We'll
it's
get you a
certainly
pin.
We'll get you
I
a
can
pin.
understand your success because it's everything that I like about music. And thank you guys for coming on. We're gonna do a mini-sode. It's not serious, but we're gonna do kind of our heads up thing. But before we go, what's next for you guys directly? Like what happens when you leave here? What happens
When we leave
next?
here, we're gonna get ready to go to England and then make the record, and then we're
Probably
supposed to be
get
touring.
In-N-Out Burger and then go to England.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
first in and out,
First
then
in-
England.
Yeah.
Then,
But he doesn't
And then a
need
castle.
me.
Yeah.
And then we're going to be on the road for the next decade.
And then
Wow.
And then we're doing a makeup line actually that's
Yeah.
coming out in Christmas, and we're calling it the Palette Royale.
Palaye Royale coming out.
Ah.
Are you guys partnered with a company on that,
No,
or is that directly from you?
ourselves.
We
Wow.
we
We
kind of do everything
outsource.
ourselves.
Yeah, that's amazing.
We've realized when we ask people to help out in situations, they make it very cheesy. And
Yeah.
I just
Like today, we just released. They're called Royal Council rings, and
Yeah.
it's just rings that we've designed, of just one of a kind designs.
That's amazing.
We're trying to outfit the revolution,
Yeah,
So-
I like that. I like that. Yeah, that's great, guys. Well, thank you so much for coming down. And
Appreciate you having
Yeah.
All right.
wow,
Whoa.
Hey.
that's crazy.
Yeah,
I don't know
a
if you
lot of
know this.
allergies.
I
right
had
now.
said that I hope that you don't turn into 3 people.
You did say that,
And you did.
Luckily, I didn't.
You did.
Yeah, you turned into
Who
3
did I
people.
turn into?
You turned into Palaye Royale. They were all here.
What?
Yeah.
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 Dude, I want to meet those guys.
Well,
What-
you can't.
Did they
'cause you
leave?
keep sneezing.
Oh,
and
yeah,
then-
they're gone.
You did this with Danny Warsaw.
Why do you
last
always
week.
let them leave before I get to say what's up?
Well, because I don't know what
We
the hell
did-
happens to you. It's not even possible.
Those guys are great. I wanted to ask them. There's like 10 questions I wanted to ask.
It's
those guys.
literally not even possible what you do.
Yeah, I don't know how you
sneeze
do it.
and then turn into someone else every week. And the weirdest thing is that you turn into a
I
rock
feel like
star
every week you guys try to convince me that this.
No, we have footage. You'll see.
You've
it.
seen the tape.
Yeah, you're gonna have to see.
I
it.
don't watch the show. I won't watch the show.
You edit it, but you do it.
I will not watch it.
I refuse.
We hope you loved that video.
I know that you loved it because I am in your house right now watching you enjoy it.
And
That's not true. I don't.
Presumably you loved it because you're still watching the video and it's over.
Right. I hope that you liked it. I hope that you enjoy these videos. We will be uploading these videos every single day from the world, anywhere in the world that we are. We're going to stress out and go, oh, we got to get a video up. So
What's it
we'll
gonna
upload it. Yeah, we have a remote location that we upload all of these from. It's a bunker. We can't even get in. That's how secret it is. So we just stand right outside the bunker and we upload these videos. Is there anything you'd like these people to know?
Make sure to turn the bell on.
You might ask, what the hell's that? And the answer is, there's apparently a bell somewhere right around this video in one of these areas. Unless you're watching it elsewhere.
Yeah.
Unless it's not on our YouTube page.
If
However,
there's an actual bell, you can ring that bell. You can ring my bell.
You can ring my bell, LL. Ring my bell. Get notifications. Subscribe to the channel. Please enjoy these videos. And if you don't tell us, because we'll cry 96 tears.